Yeah, I'm Arthur Little. I was born in 1840. And I grew up on a poor farm. And my daddy owned the river boats on the Mississippi. We lived north of Jackson. I guess it was Hinds County or Rankin. It was up by Three Prong, Mississippi, on the Pearl River. And I worked for a gentleman named Bradley Turner. I think Bradley was pretty well off. He had several hundred acres and maybe more land. Helped clear a lot, cut a lot of it up, and hauled it off. And as I grew up there as a teenager, just having to work and make money for mom and a sister, things are pretty tough. Hardly ever afford a pair of shoes. And old Bradley took a liking to me. He knew I was an honest and hard worker. And I fell in love with some girl that I treasured in town, and we got married, and he gave me 40 acres of land and one mule and plow and one black boy to help me work the farm, clear it out. He didn't give me no title to land, but he gave it to me to live on and cultivate, and he'd take 10% of my crop. So it was like sharecropping, I guess. Anyhow, as time went on, it was about 1859. I was 19 years old, going on 20. There was talk from people around about a war coming, and I didn't know what they were talking about. I didn't care. I was so damn busy trying to make a living out of cotton and corn that I didn't have time to worry about no war. And I wasn't involved in no politics, so as long as they left me alone, I wasn't going to bother them. Yeah, by 1860, it gotten pretty bad, I guess. We saw military people moving around and wearing uniforms and all that. I wasn't interested. I stayed away from all that politicking. Yeah, we just kept farming, and by 1862, it got so bad that we had the army from the north coming in to Mississippi, and then I knew it was time I was going to have to fight for my land. And the black boy working for me was a good friend. He and I came pretty close over the years, and he took care of the house and the family for me and helped me farm. And Captain Little, I guess I've known for many years. He was a friend of Bradley's, and he was a captain in the Confederacy, and he wanted me to join his group. Well, I didn't have any arms or any horses or anything. So old Bradley gave me a mule and a shotgun and told me to go ride with him. And so I took off, and I was in the Confederate Army. I guess I was a private or something. And the more we got up to camp, I can't remember where the camp was, Camp Calhoun or something like that. And they assigned me to a battery of artillery. I wasn't going to ride cavalry because no mule. They wanted me to pull a damn cannon around, so that's what I ended up doing, hauling these cannons and wagons, loads of wagons with cannonballs and powder and fuses and stuff. And so we followed the cavalry and the infantry around and ended up in the only battle we ended up with. I think it was at a warehouse, railroad station. I can't remember the damn name of the town now. Anyhow, we got in a little bit of a skirmish up there, and we ran out, and we ran down south to Jackson, outside Jackson there. I guess Clinton or somewhere. And all of a sudden we heard Grant was coming up from the south, and we were supposed to defend Jackson, so I went with another army. I don't know if it was the third, or I think it was the 3rd Battalion. Anyhow, we went down there and made our stand. It only lasted 4 or 5 hours. We lost half our damn men. I lost cannon I was carrying, and all I did was ride the mule back to Jackson, running like crazy. And luckily I didn't get injured or anything, but boy, there was a lot of dead people. And I realized this is hopeless. There ain't no way going to win this damn thing. Just too many of them Northerners coming in here. So I didn't know what I was going to do because I had a farm up there in Three Prong. I didn't know if the Northerners going to take it away from me or what. So we were supposed to go down to defend Jackson to the last, and I just said, that's it, I'm going to give up. So I went back and got on the farm, and Willie, my little black friend, took care of everything, and that farm looked good. Wife was glad to see me back alive, and so we sat out the remainder of the war, which didn't last more than a year after Vicksburg fell, and that was it. And they took over Jackson. They didn't bother us much up here because we were so far out of the way that they didn't come up here too much. But after that, we ended up with a lot of the carpetbaggers coming down during the so-called Reconstruction, and that was a horror in its own right. And my black friend stuck it out with me. In fact, he stayed with me all my life. He and I became pretty close, like brothers almost. And we used to go to the store together, down to the general store, and buy stuff. And we traded and bartered with stuff we were raising on the farm because we had a little crop out back. We'd grow vegetables and things. But inflation was getting bad, and there was no money to be had. It was just getting a hard life, and it was just getting to me when I got up in old age. So Bradley's had passed, and his sons had taken it over, and they were fighting over everything, and they wanted the land back or me to pay them more, and I just couldn't do it because I'm up in age. And same with Willie, he was about to die anyhow. Wife passed away before I did. She must have been about 45, and at 52, I was just wearing down too. I was getting pretty beat up, and gone through my second mule, and I was still trying to plow. It was harder and harder every day. So I finally had to give it up and give them the land back, and I moved into town. And at the general store down there, a friend of mine named Longs, they had a store, so I stayed with him and did odd jobs around this store, carrying things in and out. Finally, I got sick, and that's the last thing I remember until I tell this story. So God bless you, and see you in the next life. Bye now.